Big Cat TV, Pastor Reacts, Pastor Andrew, as my wife would call me,
Big Cat.
with Big Cat. Oh man, I'm energized by this album.
Yeah, it's a great album.
Have you guys seen the video yet? If you haven't seen the video, stop this video and watch the official music video, and then come on back and check it out, because it is something that you're going to want to see. I believe 20% of the population of the United States will be diagnosed with a mental health illness or disorder in this calendar year. So if you have 4 friends, which Big Cat's counting right now, he's not getting there, but one of the 4, right, including yourself, so it could be you or 4 others, would be diagnosed or could potentially be diagnosed with mental health condition. That's a lot.
Would that be 5?
That'd be 5 total, 20%.
Yeah, I thought you meant 4.
If you pick 4 friends,
Yeah,
it's either
including
gonna be
yourself.
You, yeah,
okay,
it's either going to be you or the
Make sure your math's right.
yeah. And then 50% over the course of a lifetime. So 1 out of 2 over the course of a lifetime. So really high statistics. And this one is sort of your, this guy's probably in his mid-20s. You're kind of your classic depression of apparently nothing is really wrong with his life. Like, it looks like he's got a girlfriend. His parents apparently care about him. His friends are constantly texting him.
He's got a congratulation.
Yeah, something's going right in his life, and yet he can't fully enjoy it. And it's to the point where, I'm not a doctor, believe that or not, but I'm not. But it's getting to the point where it's kind of going into a psychosis, a little bit, at least in the video, where when he turns on the sink, blood is coming out.
I think it was like oil. Black. It was black.
I think
whatever. I
like to think it's blood.
That's fine.
So one of the things about depression is, there's a lot of things, but one is, I think, he does a pretty good job here. One of the reasons I wanted you guys to watch the video is you probably know people that are depressed, and it's really helpful to get kind of your head wrapped around it. And then some of you might say, wow, this is me. Like, I think too much.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit paranoid, And then here's the thing: is you start to try to figure out what's wrong with yourself. Maybe it's in my blood. I would just say maybe it's something physical going on with me. So a lot of people that, like, I remember when I started to struggle with depression in my teenage years, I thought maybe it was like a supplement issue. So like I started working out a lot and like trying to add like supplements. Like, I'm not getting enough protein, I'm not getting enough amino acids, I need to be on this herb or that herb, or I need, all that stuff. So you try to figure out physically if you can fix it. Got a pain that I can't avoid, I think I'm breaking down. And in the video, he's just kind of going through the activities of life, but he's not really able to enjoy anything, even things that would be enjoyable. Hate every single second, minute, hour, every day. That's really profound depression. I mean, most people, when they're in depression, they at least have some moments where it's not a hateful thing. Like they might just feel. For me, depression is like very tired, and as soon as I go somewhere, like, so I'll be laying in bed thinking, okay, I really should go somewhere and do something. But then I only end up doing the things I have to do to maintain like my livelihood. So the things that are directly related to my job. But then
fake it until you make it.
Yeah, but then if somebody asks me to do something over what it takes to, pay my mortgage and that sort of thing, then it's like, oh, no way. And you're just totally, you totally can't understand why people would go and do things, like extra things. Like, what? You're going away for the weekend? Like, I need all weekend to just rest up.
Yeah.
To be able to get through what I've got to face. Yeah, and trauma is definitely a factor in this. And the weird thing about trauma is trauma affects everybody differently. So something that can traumatize you might not traumatize the person who also went through it with you.
Yeah.
It's just got to do with the way that your brain processes that.
Now they have secondary trauma.
Yep. Secondary trauma, hearing about other people's trauma, which you saw some secondary trauma in this video. So this guy's already feeling low about reality in life, and he sees the news, 17 dead. Now, one of the things that happens with depression, at least for me, is you also get more in tune with how sad the system is for so many people. Like, their reality also feels worse to you. I can remember I would drive by houses, like in our rural Michigan area. We have a lot of people that are living in like dilapidated single wide trailers, and you just see junk all over. And I've been in a lot of houses like that, so I know what it's like on the inside. And I would just feel overwhelmed when I'm driving by those houses. It's like, and somehow, see, with depression, it's like this thing, like, you're also responsible to clean all that mess up. And it's like, and it's just like, it hits you right there before you even realize it, and it just makes you even feel like you're even more inadequate. So that's, you get, maybe it's in my blood. This is Pastor Andy's therapy session. So then you get into the second verse here. Lies every time they ask me, I just tell them that I'm fine, trying to hide my demons, but they only multiply. Keep me running from the voices on repeat inside my mind. Everybody effing hates you. Okay, so, you know, sometimes it's kind of like, depression can be kind of like if you have to go to the bathroom really bad, but you don't want to tell anybody. Like, you don't want to be like, yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Like on a road trip or something.
Yeah.
You don't want to inconvenience anybody.
Yeah. So you're kind of trying to hide it because you're like, I can get this figured out. I just need to add maybe, and people start adding substances to the mix, and you know, this, that, and the other. But then you find out that, you know, they're only multiplying. And you know, so people will be nice to you. And this is where the little bit paranoid comes in. It's like they're only being nice to you because they want to manipulate you.
Yeah.
It's the only reason they're being nice to you. Or they're just setting you up to kick your butt later on. At the end of the video, or towards the end of the video, he starts taking a medication.
Mm-hmm.
And we looked that up. It's Lexapro, which could be the actual medication that he takes. And his girlfriend is wife, I'm not sure, was very encouraging about that, which was really cool to see. And that kind of creates that also can create something which is, like somebody looks at you and says, well, you're taking your pill now, like everything should be good, right? And they're hoping that, but they also put this thing on you, and then sometimes people can even feel more freakish because they feel like it's a weakness to take the medication, that sort of thing. So if somebody had diabetes, it wouldn't be a weakness for them to take their insulin, right? If somebody had a heart condition that would cause them to have a heart attack if they didn't take a blood thinner, that wouldn't be a weakness. And I really believe the only difference between depression and those types of illnesses is the amount of stigma that's attached to it. So I think the big thing, though, is life is painful. There are things that happen in life that are very difficult and can be overwhelming at times. And so you really need to talk through those things with somebody. And you know, for us, you know, one of the pieces of that is obviously our faith, not just faith in Jesus Christ, but also faith in the power of the Church of Jesus Christ to come alongside and support us. And we're all living in a world that can at times be incredibly chaotic. You know,
I mean, it's very chaotic right now. It seems like it anyways.
When I was living in New York and 9/11 happened, you know, that got really chaotic. And then about 6 months later, I asked my brother, when are you going to come out to New York to see me? And he's like, when they stopped flying planes into buildings. And it really contextualized it for me. I was like, yeah, why would anybody want to come out here when it's your world can just turn on a dime? So thankfully that a piece of that problem seems to be somewhat solved. But I guess I wanted to just take some time with you guys to just let you know that honestly, we are here for you if you're going through something like this. We do read the comments,
Yeah, all of them.
and there is hope. Don't stop looking for help, and don't feel like it's a personal weakness, because it's not. It's just for some people. Obviously, your environment plays into it. If you can look at some things in your environment, that can maybe change. But there's also medications and that sort of thing that can help.
Support groups.
Yeah,
Group therapy does well for some people.
yeah. So, great album. Big Cat's really enjoying it.
Man, I can't shut this album off. I can't wait to see them in Grand Rapids in August. This album's like a masterpiece.
Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it too. And they're a Detroit band.
Yep, Michigan made.
So we'll see you guys real soon. We're going to put the suicide hotline on this, on the information too, just in case anybody needs that.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.